Hello everyone, Deb Floros, guest designer for Art Beads. When I saw this jungle green designer blend, it's a limited edition, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. With all these beautiful greens, I knew I wanted to make something desert inspired. It's a stringing project, but also we're going to make a really cool wire pendant using two different colors of 26 gauge wire. And I grabbed these beautiful glow green bell flowers and some seed beads. And I took the two different tones of metal, and what I want to do is add them together to make one strand. So we'll be twisting and turning this wire and making it sort of a mixed metal look. I'm going to start by using these bail making pliers to wind a little coil, and then I'm going to turn my wires up, and I'm going to use that to string on my first bead. And this oval bead is going to act like a little bit of a base. Now what we're going to be making is a cactus. So I'm twisting the wire around to create a little bit of a separation, and then I'm pulling the wires apart and making a little bit of an arm to the cactus with some of the smaller beads from the mix. And I'm using the teardrop shaped bead at the end. Now, I live in the desert, so I have a lot of cactus experience. So I'm trying to replicate some of the shapes I've seen in the desert. So I'm just winding the wire around and down that arm of the cactus and just trying to give it a little bit of a funky artisan look. And you can twist it around as many times as you'd like. I'm adding another arm to the other side. It could be the same or different. This is such a fun project. You can whip this up just about any way you'd like. I'm throwing in some seed beads to add some dimension, and then I'm pulling on another one of those larger beads, and they actually it's going over both of the wires because I'm back at center, and I'm twisting those wires around again. And then I'm going to fiddle around a little bit with it. This is a very fiddly project. You'll see me fiddle around a lot with this as I go, trying to get it just right or just the way that I'd like it. And it's going to require a little bit of manipulation and moving things around as you actually put it together. It's hard to show all that wire on camera, but I've got quite a bit of it as I'm working with it. Then I'm adding some of those cool check flower beads up top of one of the larger beads. And then I'm cutting that wire because I want to actually coil it to attach the flowers. So I'm going to fiddle around again, getting this just right, and then cut off an amount, leaving about 2 inches so that I can create a coil down to that flower. And it's just going to bring that metal tone back to the cactus piece itself. I'm then going to add a little bit more wire, and I'm going to create another arm of the cactus. And I actually put 2 flowers up there on top of that one bead, and I used some seed beads to make one of them longer. I'm twisting that wire around, and the thing about this is it doesn't have to be perfect, and mine certainly isn't. So I'm pulling on another one of those larger beads, creating another arm of that cactus, and then I'm doing a little bit of a twist again, and then I'm going to add another flower. And these flowers are so incredibly beautiful. They're not part of the mix, it's a separate purchase, but they go so beautifully with this mix. The seed beads also add a great element of dimension and draw in those greens. I really, really love this fun project. Now, I added another arm and added another flower up top of that one. And so I'm just kind of twisting and manipulating and adding and making sure that my wire is actually doing its job, holding the shape of this piece. and adding enough of an accent to it. And I really think it's so cute. It's just fun and whimsical. And the only thing now is we need to create a way to hang this. So I'm adding more wire. And whenever I'm adding wire, I'm adding both colors. So I'm cutting the same amount of both colors of wire. I'm twisting around kind of that central base. And then I'm going to bring the wire up around that large bead. And then I'm going to start turning it around the base of those flowers. And I want to get enough around both of the bases so that it will be substantive enough to hold the piece. And then I'm going to pull the wire up in the center there, and I've got both pieces of wire, and I'm going to use the bail making pliers again to create a little bit of a larger loop to actually attach to the necklace. And I had to kind of use the pliers to straighten out my loop a little bit. I decided that I didn't have enough wire at the bottom of the piece, so I cut some more and added it. And again, because it's not perfect and this is sort of an organic look, you can add wire as you go, and you'll see I add a little bit more later. Now that you've got the pendant done, this is really an easy project. All we're going to do is string on those beautiful beads. So I used a little bit of everything from the mix, and I did bring in the seed beads as well as the flower beads. I then want to attach 3 oval jump rings to the loop at the top of my pendant and attach it to the necklace. And I'm using some seed beads in that section that the jump rings will actually loop around. And I'm just creating sort of a small to large necklace, and it's a super easy stringing project. And there, I'm adding more wire. I felt like I just needed a little bit more of a wire accent towards the center of my cactus. And now I've got to remanipulate those arms of the cactus to get them just right. Now, the last thing you do is add a clasp, and you could add a really beautiful Patricia Healy clasp to this. It would just top off that desert look. This necklace is desert ready. You can find all of the things to make this necklace at artbeads.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.